Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ACW Newscast. I'm Hakeem Johnson, as always. And you know what? This is our sixth newscast of the week. Can you believe that? But ladies and gentlemen, we do have some breaking news. Before we get to the questions and predictions and comments, we do have breaking news. ACW Excel General Manager Vegeta has just signed another woman to join the women's division on Excel when it gets started. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to announce that Vegeta has signed Reiko Hinomoto, that's right, of Rumble Rose's fame, to the ACW Excel Women's Division. That's right, Reiko Hinomoto from Rumble Rose's fame will be now joining ACW in its Women's Division. Now, Reiko is also on NGW. Let's not admit that. However, NGW has just recently been discontinued, so as Mercurius has said. And if NGW somehow starts running up again, Reiko can go back to the promotion and wrestle there, and we'll make it null and void. But as of right now, until anything changes from the NGW camp, Reiko Hinomoto will be joining the ACW Excel Women's Division here. She's a great wrestler, so. But we all know that's why she got the job. I'm sure Vegeta knew that the wrestling skills and the technical skills were the real reason why she was signed in the first place. I mean, it couldn't be because of her sex appeal. I don't see that. I mean, what's there to like about her? I mean, you kidding me? Yeah. Anyway, so. Let's get to those questions, comments, and predictions you guys sent me for this week's newscast number 6. Ladies and gentlemen, also, I'm going to give you another note. Newscast will still continue even during the hiatus. So when we go on hiatus, you'll still get your newscast. You'll get the news from ACW and whatnot. Okay. Well, my man Kyle Snyder, the PAWL owner, you guys should really watch that league. It's a great league. It's one of the best. It's probably the second best anime wrestling promotion behind us. I'm just kidding, Kyle. Number 1, do you have an account on Skype so that we can voice chat? Yeah, you know what? Edgar was telling me about that Skype. You know how that, and I'm gonna actually download it tonight so we can start the chats up tomorrow. You just gotta promise me that Chris Hansen doesn't catch me though. I mean, you know him. Who do you think the newest woman will be in PAWL for season 4? I haven't caught on to that yet. Actually, I think you did reveal the new woman on PWL. I just don't know her name. I forget her name. I'm gonna have to go back to the episode to check. But you did reveal the new woman, and I just have to see. So I really have no opinion on that. And number 3, who do you think some of the surprise entrants will be on the 30-man Royal Rumble match that happened in season 4 PAWL? Well, Kyle, you're always picking all these characters that that I've really never heard of before. Honestly, I mean, like. You can pull, like, I can say, like, maybe he'll pick Yusuke or Tenchi. No, Tenchi GM. Sorry. He can pick Yusuke or Ash Ketchum, and he'll be all like, this guy from an unknown show I never heard about. I'm like, huh? But if you want me to give you predictions, I guess you'll go with Cyborg 009 characters or Dot Hack characters or Slayers or Nadesco or some of those shows, to be honest with you. But it'll be a good 30-man Royal Rumble match that I'm going to be watching myself. And I hope that I'm able to watch it. Giant Pants 5000, a current member, a current fan of ACW, always sending questions for the newscast. He asked a question, when will ACW have Dot Hack characters? He says, you should watch Dot Hack, it's a good anime show. I've watched Dot Hack before. It's confusing. I mean, not to offend any of you Dot Hack fans out there, but I've watched it on Adult Swim before on Cartoon Network, and it's a confusing plot. I mean, like I couldn't understand most of the time what they're doing, what they're saying, So I kind of gave up on it pretty easily. But I could rewatch the show again, and if I'm interested in it, I could start putting some characters in there. But I think we're pretty full at the moment, but I'll see what I can do. Let's see here. WHA Wrestling sends me a message to my YouTube channel. What software do you use to make your logo? Well, as obvious, we all use Photoshop. We all use the Photoshop programming. I have Adobe Photoshop CS2. I use it for my logos, my pictures, and everything else you see on ACW. It's great. It's really useful, So if you haven't tried it out, try it out. It takes a lot of practice, though. However, you might want to get it down, but you gotta get it practice. Adria Barre, sorry if I screwed that up. Sent me a message on my YouTube channel. He has 2 questions for me. What do you think of D'Lo Brown returning to Raw? D'Lo Brown, I was happy to see him back, first off. But I looked at the crowd and they didn't care. They did not care that D'Lo came back. They weren't even shocked that he came back. I was like, "What?" I'm like, D'Lo Brown was supposed to be a potential future star. And I think D'Lo Brown, in my opinion, is going to take the Val Venus route. He's going to be a mentor. He's going to be one of those wrestlers that puts over the young stars, has a good match with young stars. D'Lo Brown looks good for his age. I mean, D'Lo has matured mentally and physically, and he looks good for his age. So I like the D'Lo Brown return to Raw. I really did. I've always wanted what it would have been like if he had gotten a heel turn. Would you ever do it? I'm guessing you would say D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown has had heel turns. I mean, he first started out as a heel for the Nation of Domination, turned face during his head shaking days, and then before he left WWE, he was managed by Theodore Long as this angry black man that was blaming everything on the world because he's black. I didn't like that turn, and neither the crowd either. I mean, it got heat, but it got the wrong kind of heat. It didn't get that kind of, oh my goodness. You're like, oh my goodness, he is a sick man. He got the whole, they're playing this angle again. I mean, this is ridiculous. That kind of heat. So I would keep D'Lo a face, just to be sure. So that's it right there. EAW 56. He's actually another owner that owns Extreme Anime Wrestling. If you probably saw it on the recent episode of Excel. Check that promotion out. Kaw is coming back. Kaw is just resurrected now, and now it's even getting bigger because we have now anime wrestling promotions from Kaw that are just resurging those anime and wrestling fans together, and I like it. So he has a question though. His question is, will there be another anime called Exodus? I think there is gonna be another one. We had our first one, I believe, this year, and it was a great event. You saw Sasuke, Rock Lee, and Gara fight in a triple threat match where Sasuke won it. It was a great event. All the big 4 promotions came there. It was PAWL, Pride AC, RCWF, ACW. We all did this big super show, and it worked. So you're gonna have to ask RCWF because he's the one who really did the whole thing. But I do think we'll see another one next year. That's just my opinion. Game Freak 1984. Was that when you were born? I'm just saying. I'm sorry. He has a question. And he has predictions too. Cool. At Animania 3, will you have an Impulse versus Excel match just like a SmackDown versus Raw match? You could see that. You really could see that. Animania 3 is going to be a big night. I already did the commercial for Animania 3, but you won't get to see that until you watch Animania 2. And trust me, Animania 3 is going to go big. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, you'll probably see an interpromotional brand. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, why don't you guess which one I might do? Hit me up on that. And he has his predictions. He says Naruto will defeat Elric by hitting the Shonen Jump to win the ACW Impulse Championship. Moroku the Monk will defeat Haru Glory by distraction and hit the Monk Bottom to retain his Excel title. Kazuki will defeat Kyo and Zabuza to become the final Turbo Champion. Sasuke will defeat Mugen by hitting the CKO and becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Speedy wins the Impulse Road to Destiny match. Zuko wins the Excel Road to Destiny match. The White Tigers will retain their belts against Earthbound. And the Street Fighters will defeat Team Guy to become the Excel Tag Team Champions. Good predictions there, Game Freak. Good job. Here's a little comment. TCD0012 at AOL.com. He just sent me a little comment, a little nitpick here. I didn't. I could last time on newscast. I couldn't remember Chris Harris's WWE gimmick name, but he told me Chris Harris is now known in WWE's ECW as Braden Walker, and you are right. I actually did watch him on ECW. He had a match this Tuesday, and the crowd didn't care. I thought, hey, wasn't that the cowboy guy from TNA? I thought they would have the reaction of, hey, isn't it that cowboy guy from TNA? I thought they would give him a light pop, but he got no reaction whatsoever. He just walked there like he didn't want to be here. The crowd just didn't give him any reaction as if they didn't want to see him. I just thought it was horrible. And then the match was that bad as well. So Chris Harris, I mean, I think you should come back, man. Come back. Just come back, man. Whoa, look at this. Giant Pants 5000 again has more questions. When SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 comes out in November, will ACW go high def and change the impulse and Excel stages like WWE? I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm starting to rethink about buying 2009. I'll tell you why. Because, I thought to myself, like, you know what? It's the same crap every year. They just add little features and they mean to nothing. Like take this year's. Like take 2008. I know I'm not alone on this one, but I hated the fighting styles of this game. Like you had to do powerhouse and flying and technical. I'm like, what? You couldn't even combine like something like brawling and then high flying. You wouldn't find a template for it. You couldn't find any moves with those things together. It was just crap. And then the CAW, how does OA have a lesser CAW option than 07, than 06, than SmackDown vs. Raw the original, than Day of Reckoning 2? How does it have less options for your CAW creating? I found it difficult. That's why I get all these things like, where's Aang's arrow on his forehead? Well, gee, blame THQ and the WWE for messing that up. Woo, almost said a bad word. Bad word. Woo! But 2009, now it's gonna have new features today. It'll do something. The tag team match will go different. Oh my goodness, did they screw that up? And because you guys know that I am a tag team lover, I love tag team wrestling. They screw up this tag team wrestling. This could be the last time I'm buying a SmackDown vs. Raw game. And also, it has a creative finisher. I loved it at first, but after I started thinking about it, I'm like, I know it. I just know it in my mind, body, and soul that they'll screw that up too. Because think about it. Just check this out. Creative finisher. You put an opponent in an FU position. I bet you won't do something cool like an FU to a chokeslam. What you think about it? FU, you almost back to the FU, and then chokeslam. You won't do any crazy stuff like that. They'll probably make it FU to a scoop slam. What kind of crud is that? What is that? I'm telling you, SmackDown vs. Raw. Okay, this is what SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 better have. At least should have. A freaking decent to good story mode. I mean, my goodness. The Road to WrestleMania thing has been overdone to death. I mean, how about this? Why don't you borrow the template for No Mercy's story mode? That means you can go for any title you want. That means you go for the Intercontinental title for a different route, World title, tag team, the women's title. I think if you do all that, I think it would make the gameplay make it more game playable. People would enjoy it. People would be like, what twists and turns can happen next? Get rid of tournament mode because no one gives a crap about tournament mode. What else? Have a better call creating mode. Honestly, have a better call creating mode. Because honestly, why would you take away the Super Saiyan hair and you can't do the two pants and all that crap? It's annoying. It is annoying. And I know you call owners know this. That 08 has some annoying abilities in the call mode. I mean, man, get rid of the fighting styles. Get rid of it. 07 was decent because it didn't have that. It had the hot spots. It didn't have a good story mode. The calls were mediocre at best, but at least it had a good fighting style. At least it had a good gameplay, meaning hot spots. Otherwise, you can just run wherever you want. Oh wait, you have all this fighting style, you gotta hold this button to do this. You gotta do this and do this. Blah, 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 blah. Just get rid of it. It makes the whole gameplay even more confusing and harder. And so yeah, 2009. I want it to become good, but I just have doubts on it, guys. I feel like it's just gonna be a big cluster of poo, and that's the safest I could have said about that. As for ACW going high def, well, you know, you can do that whole YouTube high def trick to get high definition on ACW, or you can just go to VO and watch the ACW in better quality. But I don't know about that. You know, I guess I might have to change my settings, but maybe. What are you thinking about TNA's Bound for Glory 4? I'm excited. I've watched every Bound for Glory ever since it started, and it's been a great pay-per-view. There's rumors that they'll do Sting versus Samoa Joe. That could be a great career-making match for Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe defends the title against Sting. Samoa Joe chokes the living heck out of Sting. Sting passes away or taps out. Samoa Joe retains the belt. Sting retires. That could be a boost for Samoa Joe, because then he could turn heel and say, "Hey, I was the guy that retired some Sting." And then he can do the same thing to Kevin Nash. He can do the same thing to Scott Steiner. I'm telling you, TNA can get rid of all the old timers and start putting over TNA as the new face of wrestling. For goodness sake, my goodness, the main event is surrounding two people from freaking WCW, Booker T and Sting. Kurt Angle is wrestling a new face like AJ Styles. We have a tag team match with 4 WWE rejects: Christian Cage, Rhino, and Team 3D. Kevin Nash is wandering around trying to get a paycheck. What else do you want me to say? I think TNA, granted, they should have those big stars, but they should not be polluting the main event. They should not be taking away the airtime that the future stars need. If you're going to say you're the new face of wrestling, if you're going to say that you are wrestling, if you're saying you're the alternate of the WWE, then become it. Don't act like a carbon copy of it. But, you know, I think next year we're going to be seeing TNA go to the new face and then just dump all these old timers, at least in my opinion. And number 3, if you were on TNA in Orlando, you would see Robert Roode in a fans' revenge match. Would you take your belt and whoop the holy crap out of Robbie Roode? Yeah, I would. But you know, I mean, he's got a lot of money. I mean, maybe you want to kiss up a little bit. You might, you know, like Robert Roode. Oh my goodness, you are awesome. You're better than awesome. You're like the Epics. And then he might be so flattered. He might give you money, and then whoop the holy crap out of him. I mean, that's in my opinion. I mean, you don't want to, you know, burning anything. So, thank you for those questions. Those Giants past 5,000. Thanks. I have a couple of predictions. Oh, sorry, that's not me. But Lucas Cantwell has has some questions. First of all, he has some predictions for Animania 2. He says Gar will win the XL Road to Destiny match. Mugen will retain his Intercontinental belt against Sasuke Uchiha. Nenji and Rock Lee become the new XL Tag Team Champions. And, let's see, Naruto becomes the new Impulse Champion. Wow, that's 2 for Naruto. Interesting. Well, here's his questions. He has about 3 questions to ask. What do you think was the biggest trade in the NFL this year? Well, I was gonna say, what was it? I forgot this one guy. I was gonna say, but then, you know, just today, Brett Favre got traded from the Packers to the Jets. That has to be the biggest trade of this year. Brett Favre, my opinion is that, Brett Favre, he made this retirement speech, and, you know, I liked it. You know, it was emotional. We would never see a great like Brett Favre again. And then he comes back. It was like the Ric Flair thing. Ric Flair gave a speech just like Brett Favre, but then he came back on Raw unannounced and did nothing. I think Brett Favre's time is up. I think Brett Favre needs to relax and chill. I think Brett Favre has to know his time is up. Move away from the new stars of the NFL. I think, though, however, Brett Favre and the New York Jets, though, that could do big for the Jets. Brett Favre, just like he did with the Packers, can carry the Jets to actually a playoff season. Because the Jets have actually a decent offense, even though the Jets have been irrelevant from the NFL since 10 years. But, you know, they have actually a decent offense when I was looking at it. And then afterwards, you know, Brett Favre being in the quarterback position, that could do wonders. Merchandise, notoriety, that could be all for the New York Jets. The Green Bay Packers might have to live to regret this, though. They traded one of their best quarterbacks of all time in their team. And if the Jets do real good this season and the Packers don't even make it to the playoffs, then the Green Bay screwed themselves royally. And, you know, I think that they'll learn next time they do any trade. I mean, I'll tell you that. All right, thanks for that question, Lucas. Angel of the. Oh, wait. You had more questions. I'm sorry. I was getting too ahead of myself. Sorry, yeah, you had more questions. What would be the next click review after Animated 2? The next click for. My goodness, I am pulling a Mike Adamley here, screwing up my lines. What will be the next click review after Animania 2? The next click review after Animania 2 will be Genesis. It will be an Excel branded pay-per-view, mind you. It'll be, you know the drill. It's like 3 episodes of Excel, then to the click review. But there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. You have the Hall of Fame ceremony before Animania 2. You have Animania 2 itself, months hiatus. You have the King of Anime tournament during the hiatus. My newscast during the hiatus. ACW draft when I come back, and then the 3 episodes of Excel leading to Genesis. So that's gonna be a lot of ACW action you can hardly swallow. But thank you for that question. Then his final question. His final question here, as I'm seeing right here. I cannot read it that well. Okay, how did you create the ACW logo? And I told you guys it was Photoshop CS2. So thank you, Lucas, for that questions. As always, sending your questions as always. And finally, Giant Pants 5000 once again with these questions. You gotta give the guy his optimism and his happiness. I mean, he likes to give questions, and I always like answering questions. So I can't hate. Can you ask one of your friends to commentate with you on ACW Excel Impulse? I guess I can ask, RCWS owner Edgar or Kyle maybe one day. Maybe if I'm sick one day or I'm out of town one day, I can email them the episodes and they can be guest commentators. You never know what can happen on ACW. I mean, my brother's commentated before. And then number 2, I know that Turbo's not coming back, but can you make a show like WWE? Again, I can't do anything with Turbo anymore. I can't work 3 brands. I can't. He's suggesting that I make a WWE, like make Turbo like a exclusive ACW website, show. It wouldn't be posted on YouTube review. But once again, I can't work with 3 brands. I just can't do it. It's hard for a car owner, and any car owner can tell you that it's very hard to work 3 brands. And then his final question is, when will ACW have a European title or hardcore title? Never. No, I'm playing. Doubtful that he will ever have any. I think ACW has enough titles as it is. ACW Excel has the Excel Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the Tag Team Championships for Excel, and then the Glamour Championship. If you guys want to know what the Women's Championship would be called, it's called the Glamour Championship. The Glamour Championship will be for the Women's Division. And then for the ACW Impulse brand, you have the ACW Impulse Championship, you have the ACW Television Championship, you have the Impulse Tag Team Championships, and then you have the ACW Cruiserweight Championship. That's 8 titles in total. And, I'm trying not to be like the WWE where you have so many titles you don't know which ones are important or not. So I doubt it will have another title be added to ACW. Besides, the European title was pretty much one of the weakest titles ever from the WWE, and then the Hardcore title was pretty good until they screwed it up with the 24/7 thing, where everybody won the title, everybody and their grandma won the title. So I don't think the Hardcore title. You see, it could have worked with Turbo, but Turbo's gone now, so that won't be happening anytime soon. And I wasn't gonna answer this question. I just caught it slightly seen in my newscast number 5. Again, you have to post these questions and comments on my ACW YouTube channel, on my email address, or now even you can post the questions and comments to my ACW forums, which we will get to later on. But this is a comment posted on ACW Newscast number 5, which is intended for number 6. Did you ever see this? The name is Tenjo Hedgehog 99. Did you ever see the 6-man Hell in a Cell at Armageddon, or however you spell it, 2000? Yes, I did. I wouldn't call it one of my favorites. A top 5er. Let's see. Let me see. My favorite Hell in a Cells of all time. My number 1 always is Undertaker and Mankind. Number 2 would be Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Let me see. Number 3 would be. Let's see. Number 3 would be Taker and Brock Lesnar. Do you see a trend here? What else? Number 4 would be Shawn Michaels and Triple H in that Hell in a Cell. That was freaking awesome. And I guess number 5 would be the Armageddon Hell in a Cell match. those are my top fives. Everything else has been mediocre to bad. Yeah, even the Big Boss Man one, if you were thinking about that. Yeah, I did see the second Hell in a Cell. It's gonna be significant because Undertaker chokeslammed Rikishi from the top of the cell to a truck, and how Rikishi did not break that truck that night, I will never know. And then also you have pretty much 5 of the biggest names, including Rikishi, because Rikishi was not a big name. I don't care what he did to run over the Stone Cold. But you had 5 of the biggest names at the time in the Hell in a Cell, including Rikishi. You had The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H. I believe Kurt Angle retained. He was the champion going in. Yeah, Kurt Angle was the champion going in Hell in a Cell, and he retained the belt there, I believe. You know, you can correct me, but yeah. So I loved the match. It was very innovative. 6 men. People thought it would be a cluster, but I thought it flowed well with these superstars. You know, everybody did their best. Even Rikishi wrestled its best. So I put it number 5 on my top 5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those were your questions and comments and predictions. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna just do my slogan here because I can do that, and it's my newscast. So, haha. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions regarding ACW, regarding Kaw, regarding anime, regarding any anime whatsoever, regarding WWE, TNA, Raw, Japan Wrestling, Mexico Wrestling, Canada Wrestling, you have anything about see, you guys messed me up. Music, movies, entertainment, politics, sports, MMA. You have any predictions on Animania 2? If you want to know what's up on the ACW website, if you have anything to say to me or message me by, you hit me on now 3 things. 1, my ACW YouTube channel as always. 2, my email address, AfricanWarrior15@yahoo.com. Or 3 now, my new ACW forums, which is powered by the Anime Call Alliance. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see... Now, you guys watch ACW, an anime wrestling promotion, right? And you guys like that. But you guys wonder, gee, where can I get more promotion? Where can I get more ACW? I mean, I am pulling a Mike Adamle today. Can you believe this? Can you believe Mike Adamle's doing better than me today? That will never happen again. Only tonight. But if you guys want to see more anime wrestling promotions just like ACW, come to Anime Call Alliance. You guys got to come over there. There's a lot of other great shows. You got PAWL, RCWF, HAW, Pride AC, DCW, HSW, EAW. You got a lot of buttload of promotions that are just like ACW that you guys will be interested in watching and, say that Hakeem sent you. But there's a lot of great anime wrestling promotions to see out there. Just go to Anime Call Lines, and I'll show you and you actually go to my website, track2.acw. track.2/acw. Oh, I need to go to bed after this. Go there, go to the ACW On Demand page, and then go down to the links, and you'll see Anime Call Lines. Go there, sign up, watch some shows, look at the news, look at the rosters, everything. Now let's go to the ACW news. We just recently posted our ACW XL 15 episode, and we showed you the updated Animania 2 card. The updated Animania 2 card, Animania 2 is shaping up to be maybe possibly one of the best cards of the year. People are saying, well, duh, it's because it's Animania. Not true, but not true necessarily. I really do feel ACW has come a long way. I feel like ACW has a really good card for anime too. Let me just name the matches updated so far. It's not the full match yet. We'll have to wait for Impulse to get every full match. ACW Impulse Championship is on the line. Beast Boy versus Naruto versus Edward Elric. Beast Boy is coming in as the champion. Naruto is coming in as the favorite, the man that won the Impulse Royal Rumble match. Edward Elric comes in as the wild card. He can change anything in this match. So can Naruto win his 2nd Impulse title? Can Beast Boy retain the title that he won at Animania last year? Or will Edward Elric, for the first time in his life, become the ACW Impulse champion? XL Championship is on the line. Haru Glory versus Moroku the Monk. Again, Moroku the Monk, ACW XL champion, going in that match. Won the title last year due to controversy against Gara and from the mystery person, who we still don't know who it is. But maybe it might be Ken Masters, because we found out tonight. We found out at the XL 15 episode, Ken Masters has joined Gamma. But nonetheless, Moroku the Monk will face Haru Glory, a man that also won the Royal Rumble but for the Excel brand. Can Haru Glory win the title for the first time, or will Moroku the Monk win the belt and retain it in the event that he won it last year? ACW Turbo Championship is on the line. For the final time, the ACW Turbo Championship will be defended as Momochi Zaruza, the champion, goes one-on-one against Kyo, a man that got screwed at the Royal Rumble, who will be getting a second chance courtesy of me, against Kazuki, the Turbo Royal Rumble winner. Who could have thought Kazuki would win the title? Who thought that Kazuki would win the Turbo Royal Rumble and be going for the Turbo Championship? It's like I pulled a Kaz or something. And kind of ironic, Kazuki, his three letters start with K-A-Z, Kaz. Woo! Anyways, the Turbo Championship will be on the line. Who will become the final Turbo Championship for the last time in this final Turbo match? It'll be contested in SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Now on Here Comes the Pain. ACW Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Mugen will defend that belt against Sasuke Uchiha. Mugen won that belt also last year from Hotspot. And, he's now the Intercontinental Champion. Can he retain the belt, or will Sasuke Uchiha win that belt and take that belt now onto the Gamma side? Whew. ACW Excel Tag Team Championship. This will be interesting. It's now interesting now. Team Guy will face Street Fighters. The winner will become our first ever ACW Excel Tag Team Champions. Now, Ken Masters on Excel 15 joined Gamma. Has Dan Hibiki joined, however? There could be some dissension. There could be some tension there. Can Dan and Ken work together? Dan didn't join. Ken did. Will Dan join later on, or will Dan not even join at all? But they will have to focus and work as a team as they face Team Guy. Two men that won it's a tag team final as well, an XL Tag Team Championship tournament final as well. We'll find out who wins the tag team titles of Excel for the first time. Speaking of tag team, we have the Impulse Tag Team Championship as the White Tigers faced Earthbound. The White Tigers won the belts against Straw Hat Crew at the Royal Rumble to become the Impulse Tag Team Champions. Earthbound won a 3-team battle royal, and will be the rookie team to challenge the White Tigers for the championship. Can the White Tigers retain, or will the rookies win the belts? And then the ACW Road to Destiny match. 4 of the biggest names on the Excel brand will go at it, and the winner will become the Road to Destiny champion, which gives you immunity. That means you get an automatic Excel Championship title shot. Even if there's a #1 contender, you can go before the #1 contender. But ladies and gentlemen, Aang will go. It will be Aang, Akuma, Gara, and Zuko. Can you believe that? 4 of the biggest names as of now from Excel will go in this match. Who is going to win it? Honestly, I can't even make a prediction on that. I mean, that can be anywhere it goes right there. Also, Impulse Road to Destiny for the second year at Animania 2. Gohan, Cyborg, Speedy, and a mystery person. We're going to find out who is going to be the final participant in the Impulse Road to Destiny match at Impulse this week. The match is going to be Monkey D. Luffy versus Rorona Zoro. The winner of that match will make it the Impulse Road to Destiny. Will fill in the final slot for the Impulse Road to Destiny match. Again, that's another hard one. I have no idea who might be able to win that match. And then the ACW Cruiserweight Championship is on the line. Ryoma Echizen will defend his Cruiserweight Championship against 5 men. Dennis, a returning Dennis from injury after he got from Broly. Chaozu, Joe Higashi, a man that has been attacking Ryoma as of late. Ultraman Tiga, or a mystery person. Gohan says Goku's. Oh my goodness, I need to drink some Rockstar. I'm tired. Goku said that there would be a mystery person. There would be a 6th mysterious person for the Cruiserweight to battle on the Cruiserweight Championship. So we're gonna find that out probably on Impulse, I'm guessing. So that is the updated Animania 2 card coming up this week on Animania. I mean, coming up this month at Animania 2, only on Click Per View. So you know, sorry about those screw ups. I mean, you know, it's hard to keep everything together and think, please don't pull an Adam Lee. Please don't pull an Adam Lee. Please don't pull an Adam Lee. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the recent Botchamania 50. I mean, watch at like the very end where it's like Adam Lee screw-ups. And I was like putting my hand over my face almost each time. Even Jerry Lawler busted him out, but that's here and there. Also, the ACW forums. We have a new ACW forums courtesy of Anime Call Alliance, who produces it and promotes it. We have a forum now if you want to do, predictions, want to see the shows, want to see the roster, want to suggest a show, want to show suggestion. If you want to see someone that you want to show on ACW, tell it to me. Give me a question on the newscast. Anything you want, I got you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a short news for the newscast. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for the ACW Newscast number 6. We'll see you at Impulse this week, and we'll see you at Animania 2. We'll see you at the ACW Draft, and I'll see you in a month's notice. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hakeem Johnson, and as always, stay cool, stay cool.